Alright, you can't make this up. I just uploaded a new Avatar video discussing some of the new leaks behind the set, the new still images of the cast, along with the new showrunner Albert Kim's comments on the show and what we should expect. So if you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link at the top right here along with one in the description so you can check it out later. But as I was posting that video, Netflix would release 4 new posters for Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Zuko, which all look great honestly. We'd also get some new comments from Albert Kim where he'd share some new details on how the live action will have completely new scenes in the show and how it will differ from the animated series, along with also opening up about how tough it was going forward with this project without Bryan and Michael being a part of it. And finally, the moment that you've all been waiting for, we supposedly have a date when we should see the first official trailer for the series, so stay tuned till the end to find out. But welcome to Creative Caution, I'm your host Aladin. Before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It helps out the channel grow and lets others like you stay tuned with the latest shows and movies. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified right away when I drop my next video. Now lastly, I just want to announce that I will be doing a $20 gift card giveaway once we hit 20,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video, and that's it. Once we hit our goal of 20,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. Alright, enough of all that, let's get right into the video. So Netflix has decided to be kind and showcase some new poster designs for some of our main characters. So we'll just start with Aang first. Now Aang's poster looks amazing. Everything from the costume, his staff, his arrow tattoo, the scenery, and even the air temple in the back looks amazing. Now I understand that this is simply supposed to be a promotional piece just to showcase the character and all, but the art team behind this poster went all out. It looks like he's doing some sort of bending here or some sort of fighting stance. You can see the little sand particles in the air, which I highly doubt will be the representation of the air bending. I think it's only due to that since he's standing on a sandy ground in this picture, so I wouldn't put too much thought into that. In the background, it looks like that might be the southern air temple, so I'm wondering if all the other air temples will look similar in design or whether they'll take the same approach in design from the animated series. Overall, this poster is a solid 10/10 for me. When it comes to the graphic design, color, tone, and overall feel, I think they nailed it here. Even though we know Aang isn't this serious, but hey, this is just a promotional piece, so it's all good. Next up, we got Katara. Now Katara looks beautiful here. Her hair design, costume, and overall aesthetic look very promising. Out of all the casting that we got for this show, I think Guy Windio as Katara was the perfect choice. Now I'm basing this strictly on appearance, so of course my opinion might change when I see her perform in the show, but overall I think she looks great. The background feels like we're in the Southern Water Tribe, and I like the little homage that they pay with the little igloo there. It reminds me exactly how we saw it in the animated series when we first saw the Southern Water Tribe. So that's a great little Easter egg that they added there. Regarding the water bending, I don't think it's going to look like this in the show. It might slightly look different just because the graphic designers who created this poster will not be the same ones who worked on the VFX. So what you see here is simply put just to sell the show and its characters. So I wouldn't put too much stress on that if you think this is the final result for her water bending. Next up, we got our goofy guy Sokka. Sokka looks great here. His appearance and costume look nice. He's rocking that serious facial expression, which is quite funny considering Sokka's more of a playful character. But hey, they're trying to sell you the show, remember that. He's carrying his boomerang again, which is quite funny since in every new still image we've seen him carrying it around. Makes me think that the show will showcase his boomerang a little more often in the live action. Now the background looks like he might be at Kyoshi Island, and if that's the case, I really do like the design of the huts. Gives more of that realism of living on an island and so on. Overall, I was a bit hesitant about Ian Owsley playing Sokka, but from the looks of this poster, he embodies Sokka here. Of course, we gotta see how he performs as Sokka now and whether he can sell it off. Crossing my fingers that he does. Now lastly, we got our boy Zuko, and Zuko looks fire here. No pun intended. His Fire Nation outfit looks top notch. From his armor to the Fire Nation emblem on his belt to his overall appearance, he's Zuko. I mean, he's even got the top knot going on and it looks good. Now let's address the elephant in the room, his burn scar. Look, I'm not gonna say anything negative here, but at least shave his eyebrow. If you're gonna have that as his final look with the scar, at least sell it to me that he's completely burnt on the left side of his face, which means shaving that damn eyebrow. That's the only thing that I'll add to that. So if this is the final look of his scar, that's cool. But like I said, shave the eyebrow just to make it a little bit more realistic. Now regarding his background, this might be in the Fire Nation, and if that's the case, I'm hoping we get some new scenes in the Fire Nation for the first season. Overall, those are the new posters from Netflix and they look great honestly. The costumes were perfect, the little details were there, the backgrounds of some of the locations looked promising, and the overall aesthetic, everything was pleasing. Also, one thing to note, each poster at the top said master your element. The fact that they did Sokka that dirty is crazy. We know Sokka can't waterbend, however he's great with the boomerang, so the fact that they added master your element on his poster is quite a funny jab there. But what do you guys think about all these new posters for the characters? Now Albert Kim, the new showrunner for the series, has been doing a number of interviews over the past few weeks. In his most recent interview though with SFX Magazine, he opened up about how the live action will be different compared to the animated show by adding new original scenes and content that was never before seen in the cartoon one, as well as discussing how tough it was moving forward with the show without Bryke there. In his interview, he would explain how the animated show starts with Katara and Sokka stumbling upon Aang's iceberg, but with his version of the live action, he'll open up the show with the attacks on the air temples, more specifically the Southern Air Temple. He said, the original series never shows the Fire Nation attacking the Southern Air Temple, and that's something we do see in our version. We even saw a small glimpse of this in the teaser trailer, where the firebenders were flying in on their fireballs, attacking the Southern Air Temple, so this is definitely a new change coming to the series. We've only heard stories and seen the aftermath of what the Fire Nation did to the air temples, but we've never actually seen them go head to head with the air nomads, so this will be interesting to see how they portray this in the live action. I'm just curious to know how graphic will it be. I don't think it'll go to the level of seeing gore everywhere, but we might see bodies drop left and right. That's just my guess at least. What do you guys think? Do you think the show will be slightly graphic here, or will they keep it PG friendly? Now Kim would also address how Azula will be making an impact in the first season of the live action, since he and the writers had the advantage of knowing a lot of the things that are ahead, where he would also state that they played off that since they had more information on her, along with the content that they could follow up from the animated show. He'd go on by saying, we know how big a character Azula becomes in the series, so we had the benefit of hindsight in fleshing out her character and being able to tell a story with her in it in season 1. I think this is great honestly. Having Azula appear sooner than later in the show will benefit all of the other characters, along with the pacing of the show. Remember, we only get 8 episodes for the first season, but each episode should be an hour long each, so it makes sense why we'll see Azula in the first season. Plus, we'll see Mai and Ty Lee as well, so having the iconic trio in the first season means that we'll most likely see new scenes with the three, which I'm all for. Even if they are short new scenes, I'd still like that, just so we could see new character development for Mai and Ty Lee. Kim would later explain how his version of Avatar will be less Adventure of the Week, which was seen as the format for the animated series first season and more of a serialized drama. He said, we all knew that there were things we wanted to change, but not just for the sake of change. There had to be a reason for the change. Now regarding what those changes are, it is unclear. However, if we're basing it on his recent comments on how he plans on expanding some of the characters such as their backgrounds, their choices, and their decisions, as well as adding new original scenes in the show, this might be that change that he was referring to. I'm glad they're changing some things as well, so it's not the same as the animated show. However, I don't think the live action should drift into a serious tone. I get that Kim wants to make it a serialized drama, but I still feel like they should include those quirky, goofy moments with the gang, as well as adding some laughter scenes and etc. Now finally, Kim would address how he almost walked away from the show once he heard that Bryan and Michael weren't going to be a part of it anymore. He said, there was a moment where I stepped back to think, what is this going to look like without them involved? However, he would also state that even though Bryan and Michael left, Netflix was still eager to help out and showcase their enthusiasm towards the series. He said, I felt very confident in the direction that we had charted. Netflix was very enthusiastic about where we were going with everything, so it felt organic to continue with the show, even after they left, but it wasn't easy. There definitely was a moment of like, wow, it's gonna be tough. I would have loved to have them as people I could talk to and consult and collaborate with, but then again, that was a personal decision on their part. After that happened, it was just about moving forward as best as we could and what we felt was best for the project. Before Bryan and Michael left, Kim would sit down with the two and discuss everything Avatar, where he said, I was really thrilled to ask them everything, from even outside of what the show is going to be about, and just my own personal interests having followed the show for so long. It was a blast being able to do that. And then we started to talk about what the show should be and could be. Now, those are all the recent comments from Albert Kim's interview with SFX Magazine. Now finally, the moment that most of you have been waiting for, when is the official trailer dropping? Luckily for us, it's way sooner than later. The first official trailer for Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender is slated to drop on January 23rd, which is just a few days from now on. This news comes from a well-known leaker, Daniel RPK, who has a good track record when it comes to these predictions and so on. Overall though guys, the wait is almost over, and we are finally going to see some bending ending from our gang, new scenery of the world, and hopefully some dialogue with the characters so we can see how they interact with one another and how they perform as them as well. Just thinking about this has got me geeking out already, but we'll save all that excitement for when the trailer comes. Anyway, that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the latest new posters of the cast, Elber Kim's new comments on the show, as well as what you'd like to see in the official trailer. I'll be making way more Avatar content as the show nears its release, so any new news or trailers that come out, I'll have all that covered here, along with breaking down each episode and giving my take on how it did compared to the animated series. So definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of this. But before I go, don't forget about that $20 gift card giveaway that I'll be doing once we hit 20,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video, and that's it. Once we hit 20,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. But finally, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't by now. Also, hit that notification bell so you can get notified right away when I drop my next video. Thank you all once more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.